Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna-prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we are discussing from chapter 2, verse number 60. So 60, uh, 61, sorry. So we started this verse yesterday. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta sita matpara vasehi yashendriyani tasya pragya pratisthita. So, one who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence. So, not one very important thing in this verse is that not only in the beginning stages one is supposed to restrain his senses, which is of course very important for especially for those devotees or sadhakas whose mind is not fully under control. They must restrain their senses and they must not come in such situation where their mind may become bewildered and they may act uh, means in a manner which is not suitable for a devotee to progress in Krishna consciousness. So that's why for a devotee, a restraint of senses is very important, and Krishna is recommending here. But restraint of senses is so important. Even if somebody who has fixed his consciousness completely upon Krishna, she also means restrains his senses completely. So, although in that stage, it is not at all difficult for such a devotee whose consciousness is already fixed upon Krishna to control his senses completely. But for devotees like us who are beginning to advance in Krishna consciousness, trying to control their mind and senses, this restraint of senses may be difficult, but it can be done easily. It is also easily possible in the association of devotees. Uh, so one should be intelligent enough either by himself or if one's own intelligence doesn't work, that is all right, no problem. So one should then take intelligence or guidance from his superior and come to this perfect understanding. Means what are the situations where I have the means chances of falling down, and my mind and senses may become bewildered, and because of which I may go away from the path of Krishna consciousness. So, if somebody has set his priority to make Krishna consciousness his goal of life, not just goal of life, the only goal of life, and that's why this is very important. First of all, we should try to understand the importance of being Krishna conscious and the loss or the bad effect of not being in Krishna consciousness. So it's, I think, all of you devotees who have been attending the classes on Bhagavad Gita from many months, you must be very well aware of the fact that if we do not become Krishna conscious in this life, then we will have to come back again in this miserable material world. So if we uh, think, if we know or we think, it doesn't matter whether we think or not, but we should know. But still, if we think that the present life is miserable to some extent, which of course everyone must accept, that our life is full of miseries, so many anxieties, stress, disturbances, and even just to maintain ourselves in this material world, we have to struggle hard, struggle a lot. Every day one has to work, for 10 to 12 hours. Then so many other things. One has to get up uh, early, one has to take bath, one has to eat, one has to sleep, one has to take medicines, one has to take care of body. And this body is so, means what you say, this body is so sensitive that even slight up and down in some of the parameters of the body, it deteriorates the health, and then our whole scheme, whole plan just uh, goes in vain, and nothing works. We have to take proper medicine, so many things. So this body is so miserable. Mind, the nature of mind in this, especially in this Kali Yuga, it all most of the time it is disturbed, even without reason. Huh? Without reason. Sometime some devotee they come and say, Prabhuji, I am feeling very disturbed. Why? What is the reason? Uh, is somebody uh, means chastised you, told something to you? Did you fail somewhere, or something happened to you, or some of your relative? Nothing happened. Then why your mind is? I don't know. Just mind is just disturbed. I don't know why. So the very nature of mind is to remain disturbed. And then so many people come in our life to create further disturbances. The mind is already disturbed, and the bonus disturbances are given by other living entities in this material world. The point is, which we must accept this fact that we are living in a very miserable condition, and if we do not become fully Krishna conscious in this life, then we are running the risk of getting birth again, even if it is human birth. But still, the risk is there. Again, we will have to go through miserable condition again for 9 months within the womb of a mother, and then after birth, so many things, so many series of miserable situations just goes on and on. And as the Kali Yuga progresses, uh, the condition of this material world is going to become more and more worse. Uh, the diseases will increase, life's duration will be shortened, mental disturbances will increase, cheating propensity will increase, criminal activities will increase. So, are we prepared to face all those things again? If somebody, how many of you are ready to undergo all those miserable situations again in next birth? And how many of you are ready? How many of you want to come back? Yes, please raise your hand. No. And how many of you want to get rid of all these miserable situation? Let this birth be last birth. How many of you want like this? Yes, only few devotees. What about others? So anyway, at least a few 8 to 10 devotees wants that this life should be last life. So if those devotees who have set this goal in their life that this life should be last life, we should not come back to this nasty material world because it is very miserable. Not just miserable, that is one thing, but it is not a fit place for any gentleman or gentle lady to live here. It's not a fit place. It's very contaminating. Uh, and you cannot trust anyone upon anybody because everyone is driven by selfish desire for personal sense gratification. It is so nasty place. Prabhupada writes in one of the purport that this material world is so bad, even sometimes even devotees who have complete knowledge and who are practicing Krishna consciousness very nicely and strictly, they also succumb to the ill effects of material existence. Just imagine. Uh, Devotees, at least I am experiencing from last few months, I means devotees I trusted devotees on whom I trusted that they are very sincere. They will never fall back into Maya, and even if there are chances, they will take help and sincerely come out of this. But no, my my assumptions were wrong. Uh, Material world is so dangerous, so contaminating that you cannot trust anybody. Anybody, anytime can fall down and can can do anything, any damn thing. So we should never trust, and that's why this is not a fit place for any devotee to live. So we should become very determined and let this birth be last birth. So if I want to make this birth last birth, so that means I require to become fully Krishna conscious. Try to understand the point. Fully Krishna conscious one has to become, not just Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious means not just okay, I will also perform devotional service. I'm chanting Hare Krishna, and side by side my nonsense and gratification business is also going on. Uh, that will not work, because then your heart will remain uh, attached, or will remain, what you say, stuck up, clinged to some of the desires, or some of the sense gratification attachment in this material world. Already there are many material attachments and desires within the heart. So at least we should try our best to, uh, means not to indulge in such activities and grossly externally, which may further entangle ourselves, which may further increase the attachment. That's why Srila Prabhupada gave this very strict rule, these four relative principles. One must try, one not try. For one who desires to perfect his life in this very birth, he must do it by any means. If I am unable to do, I'm unable to strictly follow it, then I should take help. I should take help and guidance, and I should be prepared to give up those association, those environment, those situations which may entangle me in such a manner that I am unable to follow the four relative principles. The following four relative principle has also got two aspects. Strictly following means that it must be followed grossly and subtly also. Because if somebody is following grossly, but at certain level, if he is unable to completely strictly follow it, then again the attachment factor will keep developing there, and it will not take much time to break it grossly also. So that's why we should be very careful, and Lord Krishna is very clearly telling in this verse, Tani Sarvani Samyamya. Sarvani means, Tani means all those senses, all the senses, Sarvani from all the sides. Sometimes one youth devotee told me, when I told him that no, you should not watch Bollywood movies also. You should not listen to Bollywood music songs, TV serial. You should give up all these things. So then, yeah, he started arguing, what is harm in this? I'm not breaking any principle. I'm just listening to some music which inspires me for my material career. So I said, yes, the thing which you are thinking that it is inspiring you. No, Baba, it is not inspiring you. It is making you passionate. Passionate means mode of passion, and mode of passion means desire for sense gratification, material desires. So it is increasing your material desires to accumulate more wealth, to get more name and fame, recognition. And ultimately, what will happen? You get more name and fame, more wealth. That means more opportunity for sense gratification. Then obviously, when the opportunity for sense gratification will come, automatically you have to indulge into it. You cannot avoid it. That's not possible. So one should not be so overconfident or even confident. So, so understanding very well that this material world is very contaminating, I should protect myself from all sides. All sides. Tani sarvani. Sarvani means samyamya samyak rupena yamya. Means completely. Sarvani means from all sides, not just one side. Uh, sometimes a devotee says, I feel risk from such association, so I have abandoned that. But uh, there are others. I don't feel like any means risk there of breaking co-regulative principle. So why should I give up? Especially materialistic friends. Materialistic friends. And those activities, just like I mentioned, watching Bollywood movies, listening to Bollywood songs. So apparently, it may be there that we may think that I'm safe, I'm not breaking a regulatory principle, but the contamination is still going on, and it will not take much time to come to the level of breaking regulatory principles. And even if a devotee who is not breaking for regulatory principles, but why to unnecessary increase our contamination by coming in contact with material songs or material things? Ultimately, our heart is already materially contaminated. So our business is it's our time. This birth is meant for to cleanse the heart completely. Um, so rather, we should through our senses, each and every one of the senses, from ears, we should try to hear only pure sound vibrations. Either we should chant Hare Krishna, or we should hear Krishna Kirtan, or and Krishna Katha, something about Krishna. Only we should allow that much material sound vibration which is required for my material studies or material job. That's all. Uh, but in the name of entertainment, कि कुछ मजा भी होना चाहिए. हाँ, one devotee told me today only. I don't know he's here or not. हाँ, अभी है नहीं शायद. He told me, "Oh जी आप इतना सारा स्ट्रिक्ट नियम बता देते हो. I feel I'm doing I'm not doing fair with me." पहले तो ये बोला, मुझे लगता है कि मैं दिस इज अनफेयर विथ मी. तो फिर इमीडिएटली चेंज किया. बोला, नॉट विथ मी बट माई सेंसेस. दिस इज अनफेयर विथ माई सेंसेस. सो आई सेड माई सेंसेस. नॉनसेंस. दिस सेम सेंसेस जिसको आप सोच रहे हो कि अगर सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन नहीं दिया तो दिस इज अनफेयर विद द सेंसेस. द सो कॉल्ड कंपैशन फॉर द सेंसेस is poison for you. These same senses have been means cheating you from the last many millions of births, and you are entangled in the activities of sense gratification. We are in this material world because of the cheating of the senses of, and we think बेचारे senses हाँ unfair हो जाएगा. अगर सारा materialistic छोड़ देंगे, sometimes devotee think if we leave all materialistic association, materialistic सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन, सो देन ये सेंसेस के साथ अनफेयर हो जाएगा, बहुत गलत हो जाएगा. इट विल बी चीटिंग सेंसेस. बट व्हाई डोंट यू थिंक दैट यू आर चीटिंग कृष्णा? कृष्णा इज ऑल्सो देयर विद इन द हार्ट since time immemorial, and we have been serving these nonsense senses since time immemorial. And Krishna is बेचारा बस खड़ा है हृदय में, बस है. कुछ किया है आज तक? हम इस पे कंसिडर क्यों नहीं करते? Why don't we think about this? हाँ. हाँ. कभी कभी कोई भक्त बोलता है, पता नहीं बोलूं कि नहीं बोलूं, डर लगता है, बुरा मान जाते हैं बहुत लोग. ये भी एक समस्या रहती है. हाँ, कोई भक्त बोलता है कि प्रभु जी, आई हैव गिवन सो मच टाइम फॉर दिस और फॉर सच पर्सन. मैंने इतना वर्क किया है इस पे, आप बोलते छोड़ दो. दिस इज इनजस्टिस. ये बहुत गलत कर रहे हैं. दिस इज वेरी बैड. बहुत गलत है. मैंने पूरा 1 साल दिया है उस पे, या ये मिशन को पूरा करने के लिए मैंने 5 साल लगा दिए हैं. ये बहुत गलत है होगा. सो आई सेड, आपके मदर ने आपके ऊपर कितना दिया है टाइम? दिया ना 20 साल, 22 साल, 25 साल, जो भी है. कभी सोचा है उसके बारे में? एंड देन व्हाट टू स्पीक ऑफ कृष्ण. कृष्ण ने कितना दिया है, आप कितना वर्क किया है आपके ऊपर? कभी सोचा है हमने? हाँ. सर्वस्य चाहम हृदय सन्निविष्टो. कृष्ण सेज, each and every birth I am present within the heart of each and every living entity. And mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. I give required intelligence, remembrance, and forgetfulness also. Certain forgetfulness are required so that we can go on with our nonsense business of sense gratification. टाइम हो गया क्या? टाइम किसने दिया है? कृष्ण दिए है। सोचिए, अगर टाइम नहीं दिए होते तो फिर क्या है, जैसे टाइम हो गया खत्म हो गया, बट कृष्णा गिव्स एवरी डे. Krishna is so merciful. Every moment he is providing so many things, so much. So he is working so much upon us. Why don't we think about him? Uh, will this not be cheating? केवल अपने सेंसेस को लेकर के, या अपने गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड को लेकर के, या कुछ लोग ये सब के बारे में नहीं, अपने माँ बाप के बारे में, अबाउट पेरेंट्स, कि ये चीटिंग हो जाएगा प्रभु जी. बट व्हाट अबाउट कृष्णा? सो नहीं. आई टेल यू द रियल रीजन. क्या असली कारण? ये सब बहानेबाजी. आप में से कोई बता सकता है व्हाट इज द मेन रीजन? यस. कौन बताएगा? यस, वेरी नाइस, आई गॉट द आंसर. बाकी डिवोटीज भी ट्राई करिए. यस, वेरी नाइस. दिस इज द ओनली रीजन. वी शुड एक्सेप्ट दिस. हम एक्सेप्ट कर लेंगे तो अच्छे से गाइडेंस मिल के आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. द ओनली रीजन इज डिजायर फॉर सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन, लस्ट, इज द ओनली रीजन. बाकी सब बहाने हैं. इनका सेवा, इनके प्रति धोखा हो जाएगा, कोई धोखा नहीं. लस्ट इज सो पावरफुल. इस स्तर पे भी कोई व्यक्ति बोल सकता है. मैं तो बहुत शॉक रह गया. हाँ, प्रभु आप बोल रहे हो वो गर्लफ्रेंड को छोड़ दूं, वो धोखा हो जाएगा प्रभु. हाँ, मैं बोला धोखा हो जाएगा, नालायक कहीं का. करोड़ों जन्मों से कृष्ण आपके लिए कर रहे हैं, उनका धोखा देने के बारे में चलेगा? हाँ, और किसी को जस्ट कुछ महीने के लिए फ्रेंड बनाया और बोलता है छोड़ दो धोखा हो जाएगा. अब पकड़ा क्यों था? जब इतना ही धोखा था तो फिर सोचा क्यों नहीं उस वक्त कि आई एम अ डिवोटी, मैं भक्त हूँ, आई एम सपोज टू सर्व कृष्णा, आई एम सपोज टू give pleasure to Krishna, get attached to him and him only. You know everything. Then why you acted so nonsensically? Why didn't you think about this? You should have thought. तो ये सब बहाने नहीं करना चाहिए. That's not good. We should understand. We should know that Krishna is there. Krishna has feeling. कृष्ण कुछ बोलते नहीं है इसलिए गलत फायदा उठाते हैं. Krishna is there within the heart. And if you listen carefully, Krishna speaks. But for that, you have to be little sincere. If you are sincere, you can hear the voice of the Supreme Lord coming from within the heart. And that voice says that why are you not surrendering unto me fully? Why are you just going away from? He can speak, he speaks. He can come in the dream and he can speak. I'll tell you real incident. One devotee, he left the temple, and the day he left, as soon as he was in the train, the Supreme Lord came in the dream and told him, why are you leaving us? We are your eternal masters. What we have done? You should not leave us. This is not good. But that rascal devotee, he was so full. He was such a fool. He didn't listen. Uh, so we should hear. Why only we hear somebody? Uh, when I was coming from Yatra, so my parents were also there. So when I was just leaving to catch the train for Mumbai, my mother started crying. I just looked at her and immediately I took my luggage and went ahead. Uh, but immediately I remembered the mother, okay, she is very nice devotee. But my relationship with her is only with about 33 years. 32 years I am old, and for 1 year I was within her womb. That's all. But the Lord who is crying, uh, yeah, my relationship with him is for many millions and trillions of years. How can I forget him for the sake of just. Anyway, this is another thing. Okay, so Main point is that which the remain real reason is the desire for sense gratification. So we should accept and and we should endeavor very hard to reawaken our real relationship with our real master, real friend, real well-wisher, real beloved, the Supreme Lord Krishna. And he is the only personality who is our real master, real friend, real relative, and nobody else. Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry I spoke a little strongly at the last, but what can be done? I must speak the truth. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.